channeling my inner Skip Bayless. Let me just read these quarterbacks off real quick. Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Carson Palmer, Cam Newton, Kirk Cousins, C.J. Beathard, Brock Osweiler, Dak Prescott, Mitch Trubisky, and Russell Wilson. We'll get to that in a minute. But boy, what a rough day to be an Eagles fan. It's only the second time I've crowed this whole season. The Eagles are 10-2. Lost to the Seattle Seahawks 24-10 in a horrible, horrible loss to them yesterday. And before I say things like the refs fucked us, or before I say things like the refs fucked us, or we fucked ourselves, or we suck, it was just a bad game. And I knew coming into this game that this was going to be one of our toughest matchups. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a bunch of just text messages and shit from people just completely shitting on the Eagles right now. I've been eating crow all day, but it's tough. It was a tough matchup. It was a tough loss. It's tough to go into Seattle anyway to beat anybody, but we lost in a. It was weird. It was weird. It was a weird way to lose the game. And before I get to anything, everybody played pretty bad. From Carson Wentz to the running game. Honestly, the only guy to really ball out was Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar. Horrible. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'm sick. I've been sick. I'm always sick. You guys, if you guys know me, I'm always sick. So, and I'll start out in what went wrong what went wrong is that the first quarter we didn't run the ball at all. Every time we did run the ball, we ran it to the wrong side, ran it to Big V's side, not Lane Johnson's side. We couldn't get the ball moving at all. We couldn't open up the play action pass. We couldn't do anything. Where I think we messed up is that this was honestly our biggest test of the year. This was our biggest test of the year. And if we would have won, we would have won the division. We've never, and with a new team, a new quarterback, a new head coach, a complete rehaul, we never experienced something like this before. And fucking assholes. I gotta troll these guys back. We haven't played much from being down at all this year. We've been winning by 30 points. We haven't gone into the half losing. And so it's sad. I'm very upset. I'm very, very upset. And you know what? I hate to say that Carson Wentz had a bad game because he went for 348 yards and a touchdown. And I'm sorry, I'm really upset. But it's going to be kind of hard to get through this. Fucking bright in here. Very bright. Okay. Done. Get this out of your head. Let's get this done. Get it done and over with. I'm going to get trolled. I can't wait. Doug Peterson has never been in this kind of situation before where a game meant almost anything. Like, this game really meant everything. Like, this game was the game for us to win. We were only down like 10-0. We couldn't really get anything going. Ertz wasn't a factor. Alshon Jeffrey really wasn't a factor. Corey Clement, Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount. Nobody really did stepped up aside from Nelson Aguilar. And I appreciate Nelson Aguilar doing his thing. I believe we still have control. I believe we still do have control in the league. I don't see us not winning the division, okay, because I think that we're going to bounce back next week against the Rams, and I think that we're going to go beat the Giants, and I think we're definitely going to be able to beat the Cowboys, because I think by the time we play the Cowboys, we're gonna have the division. But Doug Peterson coached a bad game. He was calling bad plays. He was calling weird third down opportunity plays. I think he was really nervous because he's never really been in this kind of situation before as a head coach. And I think it all started with that first 4th and inches play, where most of the time when we always go for it. And we didn't go for it on a 4th and inches, halfway in the middle of the field, and we decided to punt it away. It's loud in Seattle. The fans are nuts in Seattle. But honestly, the refs, they weren't giving us any help. There was a lot of calls on us that didn't need to be called. I'll get to that fucking forward pass in a little bit. The forward pass, it was completely in. It should have been shut down. That forward, it was a forward pass. It was not a lateral pass. The fact of the matter is that he threw it at the 46 or the 47, and they caught it at the 48. And I mean, come on. We have replay for a reason. We have all this stuff for a reason. It should have been challenged. It shouldn't even have been challenged. There was a ref standing right there. Should have automatically have seen it and said, we need to review this. It's as simple as that. It needed to be reviewed right then and there. And it didn't. So in the second, we score the field goal, and we're down 10-3. And the third quarter comes, and then they all of a sudden get the Jimmy Graham gets a touchdown. Jimmy Graham killed us the whole day. Jimmy Graham is a big dude, okay? When you got a guy like Jalen Mills on him, when you have a guy like Jalen Mills on him who's completely undersized, we weren't double teaming him. We held Doug Baldwin pretty well. They should have made the adjustment to take on Jimmy Graham. Okay, Paul Richardson really wasn't a factor. Tyler Lockett, I'm not really worried about. It was Jimmy Graham that was my biggest fear in this game, and we chose not to double team him or put an extra guy into coverage against him, and that's where I think we messed up. Okay. Carson Wentz fumbles into the end zone. Our first turnover in the red zone all season. And I think it could have been completely avoided if Torrey Smith wasn't so fucking slow and couldn't get to the ball. He running to it, fumbling it, gets kicked out of the end zone for a touchback. And what do you like? What did you want Carson Wentz to do? The play, everything was broken up. The play was broken up. There was nobody to go to, so he ended up taking it himself, and it backfired. That's what happens when you have to put everything on your quarterback because nobody else is playing well. Okay, we couldn't run the ball, we couldn't catch the ball. Okay, we couldn't do anything. I wouldn't exactly say that we got exposed in this game. It's just one of the tougher teams we played this year. Okay, it's one of the tougher teams we played this year. So then we end up getting that big touchdown to Nelson Aguilar on third down. Carson Wentz struggling a couple plays before that, getting put down, chucking it, almost sidearming it to Aguilar for the big catch, and then he comes out and gets the touchdown. Great. Okay. Then it is what it is. Shit happens. We lose the game 24-10. It is what it is. Okay. We're going to keep going forward as a team, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to keep going. Okay. I don't see this as a complete failure on our part, but I see it as a learning experience, okay? No one expected us to go 15-1. I sure as hell didn't expect us to go 15-1 this year. Hell, I didn't think we were going to get 10 wins this year, for crying out loud. And it has nothing to do with me being a hater on my team. It's just it takes a long time for your team to get, as a rebuilding team, which we were the past couple of years. It takes time. So the fact that where we are now is a lot different than what I thought we were gonna be from last year. But we had no confidence in this game. So Carson Wentz was not taking shots. Okay, the front four of Seattle completely desecrated us. Like Bobby Wagner was a monster in yesterday's game. Nuts. Okay. We didn't take any long shots down the field aside from a couple. But, I mean, what did we paid Alshon all this money a day before to not throw the ball to him today. Brian Maxwell, come on, that secondary is depleted, and Doug Peterson decided not to take any shots against that weak secondary. That's where I was upset the most about it. And it just, we could have won this game, but unfortunately, we lost it. It is what it is, okay? Where I'm upset is that after Thanksgiving, the playoff hunt is live. It's crazy. This is where teams start to play better. Look at the Atlanta Falcons last year. After Thanksgiving, they start heating up. This is where the Seahawks start to fuel up and get good. Okay? Statistically, the Seahawks play better in the third and fourth quarters than they do the first and second quarter. So that's why we needed to get out in the first and second quarter, and we unfortunately didn't. It sucks. It legit sucks. This is where we needed to win and have a big statement against these clowns. I'm so sick. But I think we're going to bounce back. Okay? I think we're going to bounce back. And I think we're going to bounce back. I really do. And the reason why I mentioned all those quarterbacks in the beginning of the game, of the video, is because not one of those quarterbacks is mobile at all. Aside from Cam Newton. Don't get me wrong. Aside from Cam Newton. But we handled them very, very well. But not any of those other quarterbacks are mobile. So our defense hasn't played against a mobile quarterback at all this year. So I think they were just like kind of like shell shocked that they played against a guy. Russell Wilson ran all over the place. Okay, he makes things happen with his feet. So when he hikes the ball and he sits and runs back 12 yards and he's just running in circles, he's expecting a hold to happen. He's expecting a pass interference to happen. He's expecting anything to happen in that time before he throws that ball away. So our defense didn't expect that. So our defense got gassed really, really quick. I mean, you saw it. Vinny Curry, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, they were gassed trying to chase after him all day. I saw Bo Allen dying on the sideline because he was so tired, and they were just so tired trying to get after him. And then bullshit things happen, like a bullshit holding call or a bullshit pass interference when he just chucks it down the field. That's what happens, okay, when you don't play against a quarterback as mobile as him. That's how Russell Wilson does his job. That's why Russell Wilson's so successful in the NFL, because he's able to make those big mobile moves and make things happen. So we'll get back on track next week against the Rams because Jared Goff's not really a mobile quarterback in his 2 years that he's played. Then we have, I'm assuming we're going to play Eli. Then we'll play Prescott again. But like I said, our defense hasn't done it. But now that we played against him, I apologize. Now that we played against them, we know what to expect because we're going to end up playing them in the playoffs. It's how it has to be. But it is what it is. I'm not really going to go into it. We lost the game. My hat is tipped to the Seattle Seahawks. But we're 10-2. We still hold the cards for our division. Right now, all my focus is on winning the division. Okay? And then worry about the first round bye. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Congratulations, and let's go get this done next week, Birds.